So boys and girls, we've completed working with Catch the Bus and Every Inch Counts, and we're going to move a little bit forward now in thinking about this concrete example of bags and blocks and trying to determine a way in which we can understand this concrete idea to move into something that's a little bit more abstract, especially as we work with variables and try to combine like terms. So the question on the screen is, how many total blocks in this picture? And what's a little bit tricky is that I'm showing you that there are 2 blocks in front of each bag, but you don't know how many blocks are in each of those paper bags. So we have to think about a way in which we can use a variable to determine or use as our amount of blocks in each bag, and then be able to also notice that we still have a certain number of blocks in front of each bag. So if we don't know how many blocks are in each bag, we probably should assign a variable, and for the sake of this, I'm just going to use the variable x, and we're going to say that there are x number of blocks in each bag. So to represent that and communicate that to anybody who's curious, we would say let x equal the number of blocks in each bag. And then we have to take notice and see, well, if I'm looking at just the bags, we might notice that there are 5 bags for a total of x plus x plus x plus x plus x, which can be simplified to 5x, okay? And then we might also take a look at the blocks and notice that in total there are 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 for a total of 10 extra blocks. So I would be able to write an expression down below that says let 5x plus 10 equal the total number of blocks. So again, I'd like for you to take a look at the diagram using bags and blocks and be able to write down your let statements with let expressions to kind of break down what does our variable equal, how many total blocks are you going to find inside those bags if each bag has the same number of blocks, and then also the total number of blocks that are in and in front of those bags. So using the information from the previous screen, we see the same 4 bags and extra blocks in front of each bag, and now I'd like for you to use the appropriate expression to write an equation that will help you solve the question, how many blocks are in each bag if there are a total of 44 blocks. So hopefully you've stopped and written your thoughts down in your notebook, or at least in your mind, have an idea of how you could go from this picture and answer the total number of blocks is 44, so we want to know how many blocks are in each bag. So I'm going to remind you, or use x as my variable. So I know that my expression then should be 4x plus 12 is the total number of blocks. Which means that my equation is going to be 4x plus 12 equals 44. And from there, we can choose to do either a flowchart or a funnel method to get your answer. So let's see if I can draw a circle here. One, I'll go ahead and copy that. Duplicate. It's just 2 steps, so we should be good there. Move that over here. Oh, really, I need another one. Duplicate again. Okay, so we've got our 2 steps here. I'll just draw in my action arrows and change this color to be something we can see. So we always start with our variable. That's no good. Multiplied by 4, giving us 4x. Add to it the extra blocks of 12, resulting in 4x plus 12. And if I know that the total number of blocks is 44, I'm going to subtract 12 first. 44 subtract 12 is 32. Undo that multiplication by dividing. 32 divided by 4 is going to give me 8. So x equals 8 blocks. And that's 8 blocks in each bag. If you choose to do this where you would like to show the funnel method, you're going to use 4x plus 12 equals 44. We're going to subtract 12 from both sides. 44 minus 12 gives us 32 is equal to 4x, and then we would divide both sides by 4, keeping our equation balanced and getting that x is still 8 blocks. I'll do one more using bags and blocks before we start to discuss the idea of algebra tiles. So again, I'd like for you to write an expression that tells how many total blocks are pictured above. Don't forget that we have blocks in each of our bags. And then once you have that expression, I'd like for you to write an equation and solve the equation so that you know how many blocks are in each bag if there are 57 blocks in all.